Greetings and God bless. So I wanted to just do a little baseline measurement of where I am now. So I'm going to be leaving Rapid City, and I'm still trying to figure out where to land next. And so before I arrived here, I had left a moldy place in Virginia, and that was one of the reasons why, along with the riots and the medical, uh, like everybody practicing medicine without a license, kind of a thing. So I had gotten the impression that South Dakota was, a better place to be, and so that was a mistake in a lot of different levels. I had no idea that cities were so backwards, like we're so um, just indifferent, and especially like a tourist kind of a thing, um, like a city tourist trap. Excuse me. So when I was first year, I didn't have this cough. So this cough has probably, I think it's a stress cough actually, and so I was fine before here about that. I did have some severe kind of fatigue from a tularemia exposure that I had acquired in Missoula, Montana. So that I think that I mean it. So I still have the tularemia flare, but it's not as bad as it was when I first got here. And I'm just wondering if, like, the super dry climate has something to do with it. So that is one good thing is the tularemia flares have um, reduced. And the thing is, they're still debilitating and bad. Tularemia is no joke. And like when I was diagnosed, the infectious diseases doc in Montana, in Missoula, didn't even give me antibiotics. He didn't give me any suggestions. And it's like, it's up there with anthrax. So it's just, that's just, I don't know if that's just medicine today, but so I have this cough now, and I think it's a stress cough from just maybe it's just the dry air here, and just the stress of trying to survive here in this unfriendly city. It's unfriendly from, if you have white skin, you some certain people, certain demographics tell you to your face that you owe them reparations. Now, I'm a walker, I'm a pedestrian, and I have very limited means. So, um, it's just, it's insanity, it's disgusting. And what's worse is that there are some people with my skin color who think that this is proper and who probably have put those ideas out there. So it's hostile trying to be on the sidewalk. And of course, I've mentioned this about drivers that um, on the driveway they're blind, like they've got a lead foot. They're not looking, and they'll just as well run you over, whether they're backing into you or running over you. Um, and yeah, nobody thinks anything about it, and so that's another kind of hostile thing. So you're dealing, if you're a pedestrian solo of a certain skin color, there's aggressive, out of their mind kind of a person who thinks that you owe them reparations, and then you're trying to continue walking on the sidewalk where there's a driveway and somebody's backing up or driving with the lead foot, and they just expect any bipeds to run out of the way. And so so that's so that and I've experienced, I've always lived where there's homeless people like around, and there's always been aggressive drivers, reckless drivers, but the combination of that along with 60-mile-per-hour winds for 3 months, and the bus service is a joke. there's only like 6 seats the last time I checked. It stops at 5 o'clock. Like it's just that's just not what an adult person can live with, really. There's only what, how many trips a day? Nine bus trips a day, to go to a certain location, and then there's no bus stop sign, there's no seating, there's no shelter. It's just a nightmare. It's very, uh, I just can't do it. And so I would say Rapid City kind of broke me. Um, and yeah, um, so that's where I'm at right now. I've become a bit of a recluse because it's just too much to go out on the sidewalk, even when it's a nice day. And the thing is like I will be sitting somewhere, and the thing is, nobody sits outside. Like nobody sits on a little ledge and has their ice cream or something like that. Um, and so when I go to the grocery store and I go sit at some seating, like people are scared because they just assume everybody's this aggressive homeless person, because those are the only people that are in the parks or at public seating a majority of the time. And those who are um, like in the parks, they're tourists, they don't know better, and they will soon find out because they're going to be aggressively panhandled and guilted for the color of their skin. So yeah, I'm just looking at places like like if somebody wants to blame me for their entire history and make me responsible for their income. I mean, any insane person is allowed to think what they want to think, but um, I'm just thinking, trying to figure out where is a healthy city that's walkable and where the aggression is diluted, because as a single person, that's one of the few pedestrians, and a solo female against aggressive drivers, aggressive panhandlers. It's just a lot to take. And people talk about how cities will ticket somebody for parking, and that seems to be the only thing that cities are doing. They're just dealing with parking. They're not dealing with actual dangerous driving, reckless driving. Maybe they'll investigate a death, but if cities wanted to make money, they should uh, um, just wait. Police should just wait at corners, because people are breaking the law all the time, just at the light. But and I know drivers would be upset at me for suggesting this, but if you just follow the rules, like when people are breaking the law, they're breaking the law because it's a pedestrian. They don't break the law so much when it's a big truck. That's not what I've experienced. Why? Because that person in the car does not want to get decimated by the truck. But because that person can hurt the pedestrian, then they feel safe. They feel safe threatening a pedestrian all the time. Whereas they know they can't threaten a big truck that might not even be able to see them trying to threaten them. So, anyways, I'm just thinking that just wanted to do a little snapshot of how I am now as of May 2022. And I anticipate that maybe the cough will go away when I move somewhere that I feel safe to walk on the sidewalk. And, I don't, aggressive homeless people, that's fine as long as there's just some other people around. So I'm just not the main target every day where they're like seeing me across the street and they're like, save me, like a zombie apocalypse. Um, and So I'm thinking that, maybe my cough will go away and maybe I will start enjoying going out every day, because I've become a recluse due to the constant stress of the aggressive homeless people, the aggressive driving, and the weather that it's unbearable. It's been unbearable here in Rapid for me. So I'm hoping that where I go, it's like I just feel okay being outside, and I don't like the thing is people they think if you're walking, you must be a homeless person here, and I just want to be in a city where people it's normal to walk and that all demographics walk. It's not just the incredibly poor people that walk. And I mean, and why should I not want to be regarded as an incredibly poor person? It's just kind of depressing. And also, I just don't like how people are afraid because they think that I must be that type of person. And I mean, the thing is, yeah, I am on a very fixed income. I do live on a very limited means, but I'm clean, I'm sober, I am law abiding, so I'm safe to walk past at on the sidewalk. But here, people are afraid, especially other women are afraid of because they don't take real good look at me. But if I happen to be walking outside, um, people are suspicious of people who are walking here, it seems to me, in Rapid. Now, if I was in LA, New York, or whatever, nobody would, they would just be like, oh, everybody's walking. It's not scary, or it's not as scary as it is here. And the thing is, if you're in a major city, you won't really understand what I'm talking about, maybe. Um, but this is something I've noticed here. And I've tried mentioning this to other people, like, because nobody expects somebody safe to be walking on the street. It's only very unique, independent minded, health minded people that are walking here. And there's not a whole lot. I don't see many bicyclists, skateboarders, dog walkers, joggers. I do not see that. I mean, I could probably count in the year and a half I've been here, I could probably count maybe 10 people, maybe a little bit more of all the times I've seen that. And whereas, when I was even in Missoula, yeah, I would see maybe 10 every few days, so like people are not out here in, at least in Rapid City. And, there's, I mean, it's tough weather and, yeah, but there's just this weird mentality and maybe everybody's being sporty somewhere else or in a different part of the city. I don't know. But I'm just doing this baseline kind of check in. So this is where I'm at right now. And I'm planning that where I go, my cough will go away. I will be outside. I will just be able to go outside, feel comfortable going outside every day, no matter when, I mean, within reason. But yeah, it'd be nice if I could feel safe going outside at 2 in the morning and just check out the stars or something like that. So yeah, I don't think I'm asking for much. It would be nice if there was decent public transportation, and my goal would be like some reasonably access, like some decent access to Greyhound and Amtrak, and like main thoroughfares. Like what's driving me crazy here in Rapid is like I have to go to Wyoming in order to go to Minneapolis or something like that. Like, so it's like crazy. There's just not like a straight shot kind of a thing. And maybe I just need to get over my like I don't want to waste time going everywhere else. And maybe it would be nice, maybe going in the opposite direction for a day. Maybe that for some reason that would be a blessing from God, but so I do have some maybe perfectionistic stuff that I need to get over. So yeah, that's my little baseline check-in of where I'm at right now. And like I have gotten more, like I have more clutter now, and I'm not very productive here in Rapid. Um, and I think it's just the stress of trying to endure this city. And so I'm hoping that where I go, I'm gonna feel more inspired and productive. Like the last place I lived, the last couple places, it was like San Francisco, Portland, Oregon. This was some years ago, and even some part of my initial time in Missoula. And I think that there's maybe low grade infections, like maybe Lyme co-infections. Maybe I had an exposure to that. I mean, also worry about, I ate a lot of game meat, so elk or antelope or whatever, and I'm like, did they have mad cow disease? Do I have, did I get something from eating that? So I don't know. But yeah, and just of course getting tularemia when I was in Missoula didn't help, and then I had been in a moldy single occupancy rental that was just, I think the mold was just a lot. And then I was at another place that had improperly installed gas water heater, so I had carbon monoxide poisoning. And just trying to find walkable, affordable, safe housing is near impossible in my experience. So it's just there's a lot of competition for it. So yeah, but I pray that God directs me to a good place, and because the whole goal is to bring glory to God, and um, you know not have a soul crushing existence. I think. I mean, unless God has a point for that soul crushing existence. And, anything's possible, I guess. So that's it for my little check in before I move to who knows where. We will see. God bless.